Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a longer night here if you are coming from our fighting games that we had earlier here tonight. We had Kenza going 5-0 here against Runny, playing, I believe, Lars into Dragunov, I believe is the character that he was playing into. So congratulations on the win there for Kenza. We have our Academy Varsity or Academy Smash Bros team playing right now as well. And joining us here tonight will be our Rocket League team. There it is. We have so many things going on here tonight, and I cannot wait to get this underway. I'm Ben Kincaid, joined by Chris Clayton, and we can, can't wait to get this one started.
Yeah, an interesting matchup here tonight against Winthrop's Academy team, or their B team. I forget the Winthrop's official term, but their non-primary roster, because hopefully if you're watching this at home and you're at all familiar with Collegiate Rocket League, you're probably pretty familiar with Rocket League's with Winthrop's main roster, because they are arguably, if not arguably, top one team in the country. And that's not the team that Shenandoah is dealing with here tonight, thankfully. We can take a look at their group, because this is the teams that we've looked at so far all season. SU finding themselves now down to 1-2 after tough losses to Daytona State, as well as Cumberland's backup team. So an interesting season so far through NECC Division III, but SU still looking to climb back up toward the middle of this pack.
Now, with a win here tonight, that would put them up to that 2-2 marker, tying themselves with this Winthrop roster. So definitely some potential to come out here with a win in Division III. So take a quick look at what the head-to-head looks like between these two teams, 1-2, 2-1, as you saw there. But what you didn't see in that graphic is what the game count, the game score line looks like. 6-11 to 11-6. So let's flip those numbers around. Not too shabby coming through from Winthrop as we take a quick look at what the roster looks like.
Yeah, 3 players coming in here about 1900, 1700, and 1700. Alfie, Monster King, and I'm going to say Quinbot. Maybe Kinbot, not sure. Maybe just Bot for the rest of the day. We'll see what I'm feeling in the moment. But 3 solid players here, coached by a former RLCS player, I believe. So keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure if that's accurate or if he's just listed there because of their main roster, but involved in the program nonetheless, and I'm sure at least influential in this team.
Yeah, T. Carell, the coach of this Winthrop team here. So pretty big name if you follow the RLCS circuit. A very, very powerful player, very good player, and a very well-liked player, I will say, in the scene. So now we take a quick look at what our roster looks like here tonight. the normal folks, right? We got Kiazi, we have Mango, and we have Pagani here trying to get back into the swing of things, get on the right side of the tracks. They had a tough matchup, I believe, last night. So now trying to jump back into the swing of things here and try to lock in with a win here today.
Yeah, these guys definitely need a bounce back after last night. There was a very tough series of Rocket League on stream, and then they played another series off stream and did not do much better. So to bring the vibes back up, we have Kiazi opening a Pokemon pack on stream. Yeah, can't tell what we're looking at.
Litleo?
But
okay. Oh, I couldn't see it. Mega Sigil, Yonmask, Ninetales. I can't remember what Mega Gnome or something like that. What is that?
Oh, wait, that looks cool.
Hey,
that looks cool.
Hey, what? Stop moving.
Stop moving. Wyatt. We can't
I'm trying to see.
Zoom in on the card.
Or go to the face cam. Face cam. Put it up on the thing.
What did we just pull?
No, I have no idea what we just
Hold
saw.
it up to the
go
webcam.
To the face cam. Yes.
There it is.
There it is.
What is it?
What is that?
Camera, come on now. Don't let
I'm assuming it's Mega Mawile. That's what it looks like.
It does look like a Mega Mawile.
I'm going to go with Mega Mawile.
Hey,
what a pool.
How about it?
What a pool.
Good for
Love
that
to
guy.
see that.
Well, hey, vibes are up here in the SU Esports Arena. And like I said, they kind of need to be. Rocket League coming off a very rough night last night. Now no longer in contention for a postseason in their NECC group. But very much looking to change the narrative here in their NECC Division III group with a win here tonight.
I love this team, man. I mean, we're ripping packs on stream, and then he starts barking at Mango that's sitting right next to them as we go through our fly-through and hop immediately into this game as well. There's a quick background of what this kind of team looks like that we're going up against. There's two 1700s and a 1900 here on this roster for Winthrop. And then I believe we have, GC3s and 2s here on our squad, and then Mango, of course, SSL. So on paper, a little bit higher in the rankings, but as we say every week, right, rank can only mean so much, right? You know how to do flip resets, which is really cool, and you have some team cohesion, but now you need to work with other players and teammates to try to make this thing work. So we'll see how that goes. SU looking to strike early here in the first minute.
Yeah, and frankly, SU, I think, needs to make a statement today with an opportunity against a team that they should beat, at least on paper, right, given the numbers we just talked about. But yeah, I think SU really lost a lot of sort of faith in themselves last night. It was an ugly night that I think they all need to put in the back of their minds and refresh today. So as we load into this one, and not the start they would have liked, a minute and a half into this one, just a little too far upfield and can't get back in time. A nice pass upfield from the Winthrop Academy offense to get that ball past any effort SU could come back.
Yeah, so it's Monster King there with the first goal of this series. Mind you, this is NECC Div 3, so this is a best of 7 here tonight, not the normal best of 5 that we're used to from the NACE format. So plenty of room for adjustments if needed, and enough time to get off to that rocky start and come back into the swing of things. So we'll have to see how this goes as Mango is able to capitalize on the carry, or excuse me, Pagani is able to capitalize on the carry from Kiazi there to find that evening goal.
Yeah, good patience and good coordination from Kiazi to stay under the ball, stick with it, as Winthrop players were sort of throwing bodies at the ball, none of them able to get it really out of danger. And now we have a weird fake kickoff there. Monster King pops it up to the rest of Winthrop, but promptly gets demoed and no real play from it. So take note of that, as Winthrop not afraid to pull some kickoff strats out, and maybe we'll see more value from that later in the series.
Yeah, that's something we did see SU struggle with last night, right? A lot of those kickoff goals coming through against, I believe it was Ferris State in that first game that we were able to watch before our varsity Smash team took center stage. But yeah, so trying to possibly mix things up here. Kiazi trying to make contact with that long pass from Mango, but can't quite get there in time to try to find a shot on goal, as now we see Monster King trying to find a way out of the corner. A pass from Kiazi connecting, but won't be able to find anything off of that.
Yeah, halfway through this game, still tied at 1, as now SU has put a couple shots on goal. It looked like Mango might have saved Kiazi's shot on that last one. Obviously looking for a last-second redirect, didn't find the one he wanted. Now Kinbot has an opportunity to put one on net, but 2 SU defenders sitting patiently. Now Mango banging it upfield to Pagani. Pagani's going to send it right back, but Kinbot again able to get up, put a hand up. Now Kiazi with the final touches, but well defended from the backboard by Monster King.
And that cross coming through off of that wall as well. Pagani off the backboard. It is a fake. Kiazi coming in to follow up, but Kinbot again, as you say, in the position of that save. Now off of that crossbar, Monster able to find that angle just barely. That's 2 on the night here for Monster King.
Yeah, we kind of saw this last night too. Oh, Pagani just ran out of boost. I was going to say, we saw Pagani sort of last night as well, sort of drifting up and just trying to stay stationary to play defense. This time it looked the same, but this time I see in the replay that just ran out of boost. So couldn't get up high enough. Tough beat from SU, but they'll look to respond quick and still have 90 seconds to do so. Mango going to go for a little air dribble bump, but can't find enough power on the ball, and Winthrop's Academy team able to bail themselves out of a ball drifting toward their net.
Shots coming on net from SU, but can't quite find the angle as they're just off target. Kiazi with a save there. It was Ofi, excuse me, with the shot there on target, but couldn't find that one. The rotation fast enough for SU to get back on the defensive end, as now they try to transition that into some offense of their own. The ball hovering in front of the net. Kiazi can't quite get there in time, and now with the last 45 seconds here in game number 1, you're down 1. You need to try to find something now to try to tie this up, force an overtime, or give yourselves an opportunity to take the lead.
Yeah, SU's going to have to find a way to clear this ball upfield, but they don't get it clear at all. Monster King from the top rope might have came off the ceiling there if I saw that correctly, but either way gets a violent shot down toward the ground with 30 seconds left to make this score differential now up to 2 with only 30 seconds left.
Yeah, 34 seconds here to go. Kickoff going heavily in favor of SU. Kiazi tossing that one up towards the backboard. It's Kinbot with the carry, goes down low, gets past one midfield defenseman from SU, but does get popped up there by Mango. Ofi trying to maintain possession, find a clear with 14 seconds left here in this game. SU down 2. They have to find 2 extremely quick goals to try to stay alive in this game. Number 1, Pagani trying to take that one as far as they can, but Monster King finds the pinch with 1 second left. It's looking like, and it will be so, that Winthrop will take a 1-0 lead in this best of 7.
Yeah, SU still just a little disjointed coming into today. I have to say, looking better than yesterday, but just missing passes, just sort of missing shots, missing out on opportunities that were presented to them. So I'm not super alarmed yet, at least. Through one game, this is a best of 7, right? This is a long series. This team has a lot of time to put it all together still. But yeah, there were a couple moments, I think back to that lob that Pagani had on the left side of the net that was just a little behind Mango, and he couldn't get back to it. And Kiazi was still able to put a shot on net, but it was easily defended. Little moments like that where you have these windows of overcommits from this Winthrop Academy defense that SU's just not able to capitalize on.
Yeah, and Monster King, of course, with those 3 goals in that game, the hat trick to open things up for Winthrop here. So we'll have to see what the discussion was with SU in those player camps that we were able to see if that changes anything in game number 2. Very likely. I mean, Mango coaching up the squad for this semester. A very talented player, very wise player, and a big hype player as well for this SU squad. So keeping those vibes up, keeping everyone engaged and happy is always what you want to see, as Kiazi with a shot on goal already. Ofi is there tossing up back up off of the post. Pagani won't pull the trigger to follow up on that play.
Yeah, good look there from Kiazi to take a second shot there, but nobody home to follow up on it. And just a little boost check off the kickoff, right? Make sure Winthrop Academy is checking their boxes. That shot's never going to go in, but you might as well take the look. Now, Pagani a little awkward, but Kiazi is still home to make up for it, so Pagani will rotate back and bail until he's able to, yes, bang it down into the corner. Gets a tough bounce off the back wall, and now Monster King is going to launch one all the way, not quite on target, but nearly on target, as Pagani now goes upfield to, again, lots of bounces, or lots of bangs into the corner, but not much follow-up yet from SU.
Being able to find the clear there is Kinbot now off of that corner. Monster King again able to find that double tap in that upper right and find that kind of mid-left section of the net unguarded. Actually, it's that bottom left. Kiazi unable to get back in time and able to get past that one defender. Now Winthrop up 1-0 yet again within the first minute.
Yeah, I wish we could have seen that from Monster King's perspective. Rocket League replay is letting me down a little bit there, but that was a very tight angle. Like that is a pretty impressive shot that would be very hard to defend every time, as now SU looking for a little double tap of their own, but Kinbot home on the backboard to clear away any danger. Mango now taking it up all the way on the ceiling. Gonna look for a ground pinch, but again, met at the point of exit, so no real threats yet as Kiazi just launches one up top and gonna take another shot at it. Mango with the final look, but still not enough. So lots of little touches in the direction of the net, but not many real shots coming from SU so far.
Yeah, Kiazi with a miss there off of that wall as well, and a bump coming through onto Pagani and Mango means that that ball can't really get pushed back off towards that corner as we approach the final 3 minutes of gameplay. Ofi there to push that one off towards the corner. That shot was on target there from Pagani, but not much you can really do with a clear with no follow-up in that regard. So we'll have to see what they look like here in this midfield kind of scrap for the ball. Right now, a little bit of a back and forth coming through from both of these teams. SU struggling to really get anything substantial going on the offensive side.
Yeah, lots of slow shots. A good look there. Mango going to find the last touch, and it does go right over Monster King's head. A great pass from Kiazi here in the corner to find Pagani with no boost. Pagani does what he can. It can't quite go in the net, but it does set up Mango for a wide open net. And now SU does find the response they finally needed with still half of this game left to play.
Half of the game indeed. The kickoff going heavily in favor of Winthrop Academy here. Ofi trying to carry that one up towards the top ceiling right above SU's net, but can't really do anything with the angle that they found. Now just above the crossbar goes that attempt from Winthrop. Mango no boost to work. We're just trying to carry that ball out of harm's way just a little bit to go back on those boost rotations. Still no boost to work with Pagani now with a shot. Goes just wide off of that post as Kinbot there in the area to find that save.
Yeah, Mango making a play on the ball, but now forced to make another one back in front of his net. Can't quite take it out, so Monster King's going to go for a bump onto Kiazi and let the ball drop, but SU able to get out of an uncomfortable one there. Now Mango might opt to fly up, lets Kiazi take it. I did not see Kiazi in front of him, so the right decision there. Good awareness from this sort of team leader to let his teammate have faith in his teammate to make a play on the ball with more boost in a better position. Pagani lets it drop, and Mango's going to find a shot. Very tight window in between the defender and the goal post, but finds Patered and puts SU up with 3 seconds left.
Yeah, Pagani just kind of stops that momentum there on that ball, and Mango is like, oh, I got to pull the trigger here now or else it's not going to work. Ofi trying to play that one a little bit slower, trying to read that landing of the ball, but Mango pulling that trigger, finding that goal, giving SU their first lead here of the series in game number 2. Now, mind you, there's still a lot of Rocket League to be played as we approach the final 60 seconds of this game number 2. Shot on target from Monster King, but Mango is there to find that save as we look for clears. Kiazi the one to find it. Mango and Pagani already on Winthrop's half of the pitch, but can't really find anything off of it. Mango in the air for the challenge.
Yeah, there is a numbers advantage right now for SU, but the ball falls right on Monster King's head, so he's able to possess it a little bit and stop the play developing for SU. Kiazi a little awkward there, and this one's on net. Mango will be home to make the play, but can't get the corner boost because of it. Now Kiazi in net, and it looked like might have been bumped or what, but very deep in the net and can't get out of it. Now, tie game here for both of these teams.
Yeah, Ophi now with the first goal for themselves in this series, and it pays to be a pretty big one, tying this one up with 30 seconds left here in game 2. Kickoff again going in favor of Winthrop here. Kiazi does find that clear, but Monster King, of course, back on that defensive end, not committing too heavily. Pagani with an attempt off the pass of Mango, but also can't find any purchase where they were trying to buy. Now, Monster King trying to fight out of the corner. Ophi with the touch. 5 seconds remain. Kiazi, not a whole lot of boost for it, but flips it up in the air. Is redirected from Ophi, and it will find the ground. Winthrop able to tie it up and force a game 2 overtime.
All right, golden goal. Who will be the first one to put it on? Ophi does get a good look here and a bump. Oh man, almost goes off the upright, but able to pinch it in. Ophi takes it all the way from the kickoff, and a huge bump on the last man of SU's defense means it creeps its way in 7 seconds. Did I see that right?
Yeah, a very, very fast goal. I mean, the bump was absolutely massive in that goal, right? Pagani was in the area, was in that space, but was quickly removed from the equation. Ophi able to find 2 goals in that one, the tying goal and the winning goal there for Winthrop as they find themselves with a 2-0 series lead in this best of 7. SU struggling to get their offense put together, the defense not fully connecting as well. So we'll have to see what SU can do to readjust and find their footing and their way back into this game.
Yeah, Shenandoah now has lost their last, I believe, 8 games of Rocket League they've played in the last 48 hours. This team needs to find a solution quickly just to make their way onto the board. A lot of these games have been very close. You know, this last one going to overtime, not lasting very long in overtime, but SU had a lead with, what was it, you know, minute and a half left in that game. So plenty going in SU's favor, just not able to hold on to their leads, not able to clamp down on the back end and letting through these late game goals with, 20 seconds left and then immediately into overtime, crunch time goals. SU's defense is not holding up the way it needs to.
Yeah, I mean, you have a minute 01, right? You're trying to keep that momentum going from those 2 goals that you were able to find from Mango. And then, again, in those last 30 seconds, that tie goal comes through on that 30-second mark. You can't find anything else off of it. You can't find a response on the offensive side. That ball falls. You go to overtime, and it immediately right off of that kickoff, which is where we found trouble last night as well, strikes true for Winthrop, and they win that one and find themselves with that 2-0 series lead.
Yeah, big thing I'm noticing on SU's offensive end is that they are very dependent on the back wall in a lot of their looks. It's a lot of setting up teammates off of bounces from the wall. And pretty often, not just Winthrop, but the team they played last night, the team they played in previous weeks, when they have solid, consistent backboard defense, it's breaking up a ton of SU's looks. So where we've seen SU find success have been these, ground passing lanes, nothing crazy, just having eyes for your teammates, seeing where they are on the field and being able to get the ball to them seems to be the winning formula for SU. And I would like to see them create more of those opportunities, find more of those looks, and not rely so much off of banging it off the wall or banging it into the corner and just trying to get a good bounce, because so far that has not been working.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that, right? They try to find these crosses sometimes as well from the corners, and they just kind of lob it right in front of the net where there's 3 defenders there waiting for the ball, right? Where we've seen success from those crosses from the corners when they kind of have that back pass cross, right? They send it kind of towards midfield and they have a follow-up from then. It kind of gets in the mind of the defender being like, oh, this ball is going away from the net, as Pagani is able to find one right off the bat there, up just barely sneaking past that crossbar.
Yeah, again, a great look here, and I mean, that's exactly what we were just talking about, right? A nice little lob up to your teammate that will have a better look, not trying to bang it off the wall and let the shooter come in from the top or anything. I think SU can slow this game down and play a bit more simple Rocket League as a unit, and it's going to work out a little bit better, or at least force Winthrop to respond. So SU with a quick strike here in Game 3 to get things rolling. It's just a matter of can they hold on to.
Kinbot now lobbing that one off of that backboard, but Mango able to find that touch and send that one soaring sky high. Mango again, the pinch off of the ground there. Was Monster King in the area, but can't quite get it past. Now we find ourselves up with a 2-0 lead in that first minute.
Yeah, tough effort there. I regret to call that an own goal, but I do think that one would be classified as an own goal off of Monster King. But, you know, a good defensive effort to try to meet Mango at the ball. But now Mango gets another look, and again, I thought that one would be cleared for sure. But now Mango looking giddy in the player cans as he's feeling like this formula is finally coming together.
Yeah, I mean, just kickoff goals, right? I mean, right off the bat again, coming back with 2 quick responses, quick answers to those first 2 games here against Winthrop. I mean, they find themselves with a 3-0 goal lead within the first minute of game number 3 after their timeout was called. Kiazi, the demo there in the goal, unfortunate, but of course, Mango is there to save the day. 2 men back on that defensive side of things. The ball hovering in front of the net. Kiazi with a touch, trying to find that pinch cross for Pagani, but can't quite get his car in the angle that they were looking for to find that pass.
Yeah, now 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game. Still plenty of time for Winthrop to find their way back, but now if you're SU, you're thinking less about widening the gap and more about killing the clock, and they are going to look to do just that, whether that's, you know, solid defense or just maintaining possession, but slowing the game down no matter what, if it means less goals being scored either way. Now Monster King in the air is going to look to take it himself, but can't do it. Sets up Kinbot for a nice shot, but Kiazi very much home and ready to make a play. Pagani, the last one in the net, but with no boost, means that boost numbers looking a little scary for SU if a breakaway were to happen there, but nice team play with low boost to avoid that threat.
A cross coming through there, a cross pass from Kiazi, unable to connect with anyone. A shot coming on goal, that bounce in favor of Monster King there. That is their 5th here in this series. Defense looks like they were set up. Pagani trying to take that challenge up in the air, but can't quite get high enough to find the touch. Kiazi was trying to get back in time, but can't quite get there, as now halfway through game number 3, SU find themselves with a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, that one hurts. Kiazi was home in time, but when he grabbed the boost, opted to go up the wall instead. But this time around, absolutely makes up for it. You see the player cam. Mango hyping him up. Kiazi absolutely leaning into it. That one, man, just leaving the Winthrop defense lost, and miscommunication there. Double commit, neither one finds their way to the ball, and Kiazi sneaks it in right under both.
Yeah, kickoff now again. Kind of stalemate there in favor of Winthrop. The cross coming through. They are able to find the pinch, but Ophi is there in position. That was on target. So if they went up and missed that ball, that was going to be a 4 or a 5-1 lead here for SU. Monster King, the one up in the air, goes for that musty, but Mango is back on the defensive end. A follow-up coming through. Pagani is the one with the save, bouncing up off of that crossbar. Mango trying to take it slow out of their own corner, but alas, not able to find an avenue of escape.
Yeah, that was a scary moment there for SU. Kiazi had to make a tough save on the ball, and Pagani comes flying in to make a play instead. But now 90 seconds left, and the ball on the wrong side of the field for Winthrop. If they're gonna make their way back into this game, as now Ophi has an opportunity with numbers and does get past one. The ball not on target, but it will be when Monster King gets his hands on it. So a quick strike here and a good setup to let Monster King get ahead, and just a tough effort there from Kiazi goes soaring past the ball without enough contact, and Winthrop strikes back.
Yeah, Kiazi was kind of in a tough position, right? You couldn't necessarily stay on the ground because Monster King was the escort for that ball. The bump would have come through, but then he had to go up in the air and try to find a difficult 50-50 with that positioning. Coming from that top-down angle is really advantageous for the player dribbling the ball there, and was able to win out on that 50-50 and find that goal. Of course, it's Monster King with that final touch there just to secure things for themselves, but still a well drawn up play from Winthrop. Cut the lead back down to 2 and now back down to 3 as Kinbot is able to find the goal with 48 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that was all about the demo that I believe it was Olfi found. No, it's Monster King back there. Found the demo onto Kiazi, and last man was dead for SU. So now just one goal separating these two teams with 50 seconds left to play. All of a sudden, a game that was looking almost out of reach is looking very winnable with just one more goal to force overtime for Winthrop.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think in the first minute of this game, number 3, it was 3-0 for Shenandoah, right? Now you find yourselves in a 4-3 situation with 30 seconds remaining, and Winthrop offense starting to come alive here in this third game. A clear on target goes just off of that post, just barely missing out on the cushioning goal there is Kiazi, but now it's Monster King with that toss up, can't quite find it. Kiazi, last man there, is able to find that clear. Mango with a pass, won't be able to find it. A shot on goal again coming through from Pagani. 3 seconds left here in this game. Monster King sends it down the field, but the quick spike coming through from Mango secures their first series win.
I think that's what this team really needed to see. Just get one on the win column. SU now, again, in this best of 7. A lot of Rocket League left to play. Finally has a tick on their side of the leaderboard. So how can you build off of it? I think what we saw in that first minute, those first 3 goals were all 3 exactly what I talked about before that game started. None of them involved a single touch off a wall or even the floor. It was directly player 1 to player 2. Player 2 puts a bullet on net, and all 3 of them worked. Now, do I expect that to continue to work? Maybe not, but it's at least forcing Winthrop to adapt. And right now, at least right now, that has been a winning formula. Will we see another pack opening?
That makes
from Kiazi. You can't. Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, how many does he
It makes me
have?
think, I think this is the only one left. I hope that's not true, but a water energy to start things
Okay,
off. Ivysaur. Okay, Ultra Ball. Nice. A Jinx.
Jinx is so
Right?
weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. I don't even
I don't
know. Oh,
know.
that's from
Dude,
Sword and Shield.
I'm too
Baneri,
old for this, man.
Forest, and
I don't know
Vitality.
who any of these Pokemon are.
Oh,
Well, hello.
that was it.
What a
That was
fumble.
a rare. What? Man, you didn't pick him right, Kiazi. Well, you got one.
Well, hey, that
You
first
got
pack
that.
was sick.
Yeah, the first one, a banger. But I can't remember what that Pokemon is called, but it's the last evolution of the Chikorita line, who is in the new game, if you are curious. Pokemon Legends ZA. That's one of the starters. You can get Chikorita, Totodile, or Tepig. There is a correct answer in those 3, and the answer, I'll give it to you, is Tepig. Don't go anyone else.
Bold.
Tepig's so cool. I mean, I'm a Unova guy, you know. It was one of the starters for the Unova region in black and white, so I maybe a little bit of bias.
You said
with
Totodile
that.
was one of those?
Yes.
Yeah,
I like Totodile.
I did
Totodile is
Totodile
cool.
in Heart Gold. That was the first Pokemon I ever played. So, Totodile does have a spot in my heart, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way on the Tepig train, right? Black and white, first one that I ever played as well. So maybe a little bit of soft spots there. So I know who I'm picking if I play this game, or when I'm probably going to play it at some point. But hey, nevertheless, we are into this one. And Pagani able to save a very quick shot coming through from Ophi here as we enter these first 30 seconds of game number 4. Now, this is not an arena that I see a lot. When we loaded in this, I was like, where the heck are we? This is a forest.
Yeah,
but it looks kind of nice. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, nice change of scenery here. Not sure which team this was. Who makes that decision? Because I don't think I've ever seen in a competitive series a change of map. A nice save there from Kiazi on a ball that was put behind him. Hardest ball to save is one that's behind you, but Kiazi able to kill his momentum in the air and make a play on it. Now, Mango banging it upfield and will put one more off the wall. Kiazi there to put it home. Nice little team up play there once again. Mango with the confidence in his teammates to give up this shot, and Kiazi with no boost launches one into the one place where the defender couldn't get there. And SU again in the first minute strikes first.
And Kinbot on that save again was going towards that left-hand side, trying to follow the momentum of the ball, but Kiazi switches it up, goes right side, bottom corner, finds the first goal of this game, number 4, and finds SU with that 1-0 lead. Now, Kinbot trying to find a way out of the corner, but can't quite find anything. Mango trying to flip it up over the corner, or over Kinbot rather, as well, but cannot find the touch that they were looking for. A clear far corner will come through from SU. Pagani the one over to try to fight out of the corner, but instead backflips, goes back on the defensive side and tries to lock down on the defensive end, trying to prevent a Winthrop tying goal.
Yeah, now boost numbers once again looking a little scary for SU as Kiazi forced to make a play on the ball with about 20 boost, but rest of SU did go get boost while Kiazi was buying time, so that's exactly the type of play we need to see if SU is going to play with low boost. Mango just flailing in the air there, forcing Kiazi to go up and finish the look on the ball, but flips it over to the opposite corner and nobody home for SU as now Pagani backflips under the ball, but Kiazi gets there first, so lots of ping-ponging back and forth. Mango gonna try to set up a look here, and Kinbot doesn't meet it up top, so Pagani the one to put this one in right on Kinbot's head.
Yeah, Ophi missing in the air there. Mango finds that toss-up off of that corner, and Pagani goes low. Doesn't go for that double tap themselves. Just able to find that angle, find that goal, and give SU the 2-0 Game 4 lead as we approach the halfway mark of game number 4. It's Monster King again in the area. Pagani does get demo. This could be a dangerous spot, but they go wide. Kinbot unable to find the save means that that's a wide open net in the back. Mango with their 5th goal of the series, 3-0 again, SU.
Yeah, I think that one's on Monster King too. He had the setup, but I think Kinbot went up with a shot of his own, and Monster King got one more little setup touch that I don't think Kinbot was ready for, and it means he goes way wide and the ball just drops dead for SU to bang it all the way downfield, and one good 50 means it's in your net. And now Winthrop down 3 once again, has come back from this and kept it close just one game ago, but not a sustainable trend you want to see from Winthrop.
Oh, Ophi able to find that one, the demo onto Kiazi, able to set up that play. I mean, it's Monster King able to find that. That was that last man was going to be Kiazi in that sense, but with that demo coming through means that no one can really hop up and find that save on the side of SU. Winthrop bring it now within 2 goals here with 2 minutes to go. Pagani getting bumped back on defense, but Kiazi is there to send that ball up towards the rafters. Follow up from Kinbot as well. Also snuffed out by Pagani. Let's see what they can do on the offensive side. The transition coming through, but Mango, no boost to really work with. Can't really keep up with that cross coming through from Pagani. Going for that fake there is Monster King, but can't find anything off of it. Open net, clear on target. One bounce is all that it took. Mango on the board for SU yet again.
I like the quick cut to showing Kiazi getting left hanging. Double demo there from Winthrop, but just, I mean, a tough shot from the grave there. SU able to put it on net right before going down, and Winthrop now once again down 3 goals with a minute 20 left. SU just finding a lot of value in maintaining possession of the ball and not giving up on low boost plays. Excuse me. Just finding, you know, it's as simple as if you're up in the game, putting shots on the other team's net is value because that's time spent where the ball is not being shot at your net. Sounds silly, but it's true, right? In a game like this, when you have a substantial lead, the value SU is creating is not letting the ball get to their side of the field, at least meaningfully, as Kiazi's going to take this one out of his corner. Now, Winthrop does have an opportunity to put an effort together, but again, a miscommunication there from Ophi and Kinbot. Now, Kinbot going to try to look to get a shot from above the net, but Monster King now forced to take it back toward their own. And again, every second that the ball is in this type of position is money for Shenandoah.
Yeah, 20 seconds left here in game number 4. Ophi there with a double tap off of that post. Can't find the gap in SU's defense. 3-goal lead for SU. 10 seconds now here on the clock. Mango with the clear. Ophi with the touch off of that corner. Now with 5 seconds left means that this game is going to be done and dusted as soon as this ball hits the ground. There it is. SU, after their timeout, go 2-0 and tie up this series 2-2.
Yeah, let's make this thing a best of 3. Let's forget about those first 4 games and keep this train rolling because, yes, ever since that timeout, SU has been clicking, not just winning by 1 goal, right? Winning pretty convincingly. I guess just game 3 was a close one, but still, like, the SU offense has now been putting up 4 or 5 goals a game, and that's not at all what we were seeing in the games that Winthrop was winning. So, a winning formula now on display. Can Winthrop adapt? That's the million-dollar question. We've now seen a mid-series adaptation from SU, and it's very much working out for them. Does Winthrop have it in them to figure it out over the next 3 games? Or can SU keep cruising this direction to 4-game wins?
Yeah, well, I thought Griff was gone. He was just bent over. Like, I thought he was like, oh, bathroom break. Nope, he's still there. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what the adjustment from Winthrop will be. Because right now, the defense has been getting kind of exposed here for SU in favor of SU, right? I mean, they've been able to find these holes, find these passing avenues that they weren't really able to find in games 1 and 2. And then also on the defensive side, the rotations have started to clean themselves up a little bit, a lot faster on the defensive end, making sure that there's always one up if needed for those aerial chows. And even if they don't go their way, they have someone in the backup playing in that corner. But we do assume that this is a timeout, as we are not hopping into this game as quickly as we have previously. So assuming a timeout coming through from Winthrop to see if they can clean some things up.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. They've lost a lot of momentum after 2 pretty commanding wins in Game 1 and Game 2. Take a breather. Again, this is a 0-0 set now. Shenandoah has only 1-2 in response, and this is a best of 7. Feels like we've been here for a minute. Feels like we're nearing the end, but the truth is we're not. If you're Winthrop, you gotta keep that in mind and not panic yet, because even this next game is not a decider. But while they have lost a lot of momentum, I think it's time, or a good time, to take a timeout and talk over what you've been seeing. I'm not sure if T. Corell's in the room or whatever, trying to help him out and maybe give the team some info on what he's seeing. But point is, yeah, talk it over. I think it's a smart time to take a break and try to bounce back with a lot more energy than we've been seeing in these last 2 games.
Yeah, and right now it's been a lot on the goal-scoring side for Monster King. In those first 2 games, was able to find 6 goals. But since then, it's been a little bit quiet. I mean, I think they had 1 in Game 3, actually, now that I think about it. But it's been kind of shut down on the offensive side for Monster King. It's been a lot of Ophi with 3. Kinbot has 1 goal as well. So we'll have to see if they can get that player reactivated here in game number 5. The demo coming out immediately onto Kiazi off of that kickoff, but could not do anything with it as the clear was already coming through from SU on their defensive side of the ball. Pagani again with the clear on target, but Mango going for that bump, but can't quite get there in time. Kinbot able to find the save.
Yeah, I'm already liking what I'm seeing from the SU. From the moment the ball was kicked off all the way to these looks. Good team efforts already, and sort of forcing Winthrop to be uncomfortable. You see it there, right? A double commit with 2 players with 0 boost, making plays on the ball, but SU sort of forcing it. Mango keeps that one low and breaks the ankles of this Winthrop defense. And now, again, pressure's on already from SU, striking quick, and we'll see if they're able to maintain it just like they have the last 2 games.
There's the Monster King opting to go high there, hoping that Mango was going to be raising that ball up for a potential double tap angle, but no, goes low, goes underneath Monster King's car, and is able to find the first goal again here in the first minute of game time. So we'll have to see what Winthrop can do in response, and it looks like something good, but Mango again on the defensive side of things. It was Monster King with that shot on goal. Kinbot in the area along with Ophi as well. Shot on goal right off the crossbar. Follow-up coming through. Kiazi with a backflip. Able to find that save as well, preserving SU's lead. Yeah, back-to-back saves from SU on balls that were shot behind them. I mean, I literally said it earlier today. Those are the worst ones to make saves on, but SU now 2 for 2 on very, very difficult saves. But Winthrop still peppering shots, you know, keeping the ball in threatening positions. And, you know, you have to think the more you're able to get looks like that, one of them will creep in. And while you're keeping shots like that coming, SU is not able to extend this lead. That's been another aspect of these wins for SU as Mango goes up and tries to find one more redirect to punch it in, but can't quite do it. And now puts one behind Alfie, forced to go back into his net to make a play, but here comes the SU shots on goal. Mango able to come up yet again and just find a chow in the box of Winthrop. Monster King going high again, just finding that bottom left corner, that roll up there that you get from that corner, able to find that goal. 2-0 now for the Hornets, seeing if they can keep that momentum going. Ophi the one in the air. The demo is there, but Mango is able to find the push off into the corner as we approach the final 2.5 minutes of this game number 5. Winthrop still struggling to get their offense put together after those first 2 games. Yeah, half of this game still left, and I said it between games, you know, this still is not the deciding game. Winthrop has time to figure it out, but right now this has been a very consistent rolling SU train that is demanding a response pretty darn soon. Mango able to find a good clear there and again threaten the ball on the opposite end as now makes his way upfield and is going to go up for one more touch of his own. Lets it drop. Alfie makes a play on the ball, but a demo on Kiazi means this one's going the other direction. And Mango trying to fight in that corner, getting that full boost. Pagani the one to find the pinch. Kiazi off of respawn, but Kinbot is there, kept on fighting on that right-hand post and is able to find the score, bringing them back within 1 is Kinbot. Yeah, big response there from Winthrop, and again, plenty of time left. This game is far from over. Now, loading into our next kickoff here, it will bounce Winthrop's way, but not able to get a shot off the wall. So Kinbot takes it up to the ceiling and can't get one off the ceiling either. So SU able to bail themselves out of a scary one there, but oh no, Monster King lobs one up to Pagani, but Pagani can't put it on net, so he'll just go take the boost and reset. SU just killing a lot of time here. Pagani misses the ball on that one, but lets Kiazi get a good shot and almost saves it, but Pagani with the wherewithal to drive into the net and not get in the way. And this one, again, extends to a 2-goal lead. Pagani almost started playing for the other team there for just a moment. We can see smiles in the player cams as well coming through from Pagani. But yes, as you say, a 2-goal lead here for SU off the kickoff. Kinbot unable to get past the defense of Mango. Now Monster King, the last one remaining, trying to find the bump, unable to find it. Monster King able to find that save. Now see what they can do on the offensive side. Kinbot with a shot on goal, but Mango already back on the defensive side, but the angle coming back from Monster King is able to bring it back within one.
Look at the player cams there. They are baffled that that ball goes in. But okay, shake that off. I mean, that is a lethal angle. Yeah, probably Pagani thinking that he saved it on his screen, but that one goes right in your net, just faster on the kickoff. Mango starting to feel it now. 2-goal lead once again with 60 seconds left.
Yeah, unfortunate draw there from Ophi and Kinbot, both going for that kickoff and both, unfortunately, missing the ball. That is not what you want to look for off of those kickoffs, but SU now in the final minute of gameplay after preserve this 4-2 goal lead that you guys do have here in game number 5. Try to force a game 6 match point in favor of yourselves here. Kinbot trying to find that challenge, wins out on it, but SU still in position to fight back. Kiazi now in this corner, a toss-up. Ophi there to meet it, using all of their boost. Flip reset is there, but still gets it slightly out of harm's way, still just kind of stagnant here in this corner.
Yeah, Mango trying to lob that one up for Kiazi, but Winthrop quick to respond and cut that play off. Ophi able to find a bit of an angle here. Monster King's going to go for it, and he does find it. Gets upfield fast enough. And now 20 seconds left to find one more goal and force this thing to overtime. But Winthrop chipping away, trying to claw back and keep this thing alive, keep this game alive in this best of 7.
Yeah, 19 seconds left now. Let's see what Winthrop can do. They win out on the kickoff. The bump coming through as well onto Pagani. It's Monster King trying to follow up. Kinbot has to quickly switch gears and go back on the defensive side. 5 seconds remaining. The toss-up is to Monster King, but can't quite get the right touch that they were looking for. Goes off the wall. The cross goes far above the head of their teammates, and SU now find themselves up 3-2 on match point here in Game 6.
I think that was a much-needed win for SU. I know they had a lot of momentum, but I think if Winthrop takes a timeout and is able to sort of figure something out and strike back, SU might have been in some serious trouble. So I think that is a huge win to keep Winthrop down and force them as far into the corner as possible, with their backs now against the wall, down 3-2 in a best of 7. One more win for Shenandoah puts this thing away, and I think that is a crucial one to win.
Yeah, and if you look on the SU side of the ball, right, who's woken up on the offense? It's Mango. He has 9 goals here in this game, looking extremely, extremely powerful and prominent on this offensive side. Kiazi with 3, Pagani with 3 as well. But now as you look on the side of Winthrop, Ophi has 3, Kinbot has 2, and it's Monster King with 8 in their back pocket as well. So we'll see what Winthrop can do to adjust here as we go into game number 6. You can see conversation still happening between the SU squad. They know that this game is not over yet. The series is not won. Winthrop already able to take those first 2 games. A monitor shift coming through as well from Mango, really getting into that coaching job here in between these games.
We have player cams. You're ruining the production value. No, yeah. So we have a bit of a break again between games, so we'll welcome you back to the booth. But again, I think a crucial win for SU there. Maybe the team's thinking that we were in a best of 5. We are not. Series not over yet. But a break between games nonetheless means that likely Winthrop gets an extra minute to talk this over because, yeah, like I said, backs against the wall, down 3-2, but SU win in the last 3 and in pretty convincing fashion, right? Winthrop has been able to keep Game 3 and Game 5 pretty close, but still, I mean, like, through the duration of the game, there is a certain air around SU just controlling the game. Like, it doesn't feel super threatening as Kinbot gets a shot on goal that goes a little too high, and again, SU just able to walk away without much trouble.
Yeah, Monster King now trying to find that cross over to Ophi, but can't quite find it yet. Now let's see what SU can do. The back pass coming through from Pagani there. Mango fighting off of that far wall. Gets that big boost, but can't really do anything with it as they lose possession of the ball there just for a moment. Kiazi with a shot down towards that corner, but two members of Winthrop there to stop any and all hopes of that ball going in. Shenandoah not letting up on the gas on the offensive side, but now have to get back on defense. Won't be able to connect, but Mango with the touch gets over. Ophi Kiazi misses the ball, goes with a bump instead, but can't quite get it either. Pagani trying to race down the field to join his team member, but also cannot get down there in time. Game 6 remains scoreless.
Yeah, it was a weird breakaway for SU, but a good look to get it downfield. Just unable to sort of scramble downfield and make one more touch on the ball. So Mango now forced to meet Monster King up in the air and is able to spike it down to the ground. Kinbot takes it into the corner but can't follow it up on it on his own, so Alfie takes it himself, and we see the three-man rotation for Winthrop. Not really able to get it out of the corner. Monster King takes it right back, and Pagani runs out of boost, so the ball drops and lets Kiazi shoot it toward the net, but opts to keep it high, and a demo onto Mango means that shot doesn't get made. I have to imagine that would have been a goal without that demo.
Yeah, Kiazi now boosts to work with, tosses it up towards Pagani, trying to find the angle, but Monster King instead is able to find that save. The 50-50 going in favor of Ophi. It's Monster Hunter again out of the corner. Kinbot with the follow-up. A lot of commitment coming through from Winthrop here on the offensive side, but the demo onto Mango yet again puts all of that momentum at rest. But yeah, Winthrop and Shenandoah remain scoreless here as we approach the second half of Game 6.
Yeah, I have to say that's a big improvement for Winthrop to keep this thing scoreless this far into the game. All three of SU's wins have come off the backs of quick scores from SU, scores within the first minute to be exact, in all of the last 3 games. This game, a different story, and it's helping Winthrop stay in it. But none of it matters if you can't get on the board yourself. Pagani going up to meet that one in the air, but hands the ball to Kiazi. Kiazi gets a nice 50 there to leave the ball for Mango, but Mango launches it to midfield, but no threats still from Winthrop.
The ball being tossed up off of the backboard as Kinbot again trying to find a goal, an avenue of approach into this stellar SU defense that has been on display here in Game 6. Mango up in the air. Monster Hunter with the save. Excuse me, Monster King with the save. I don't know why I have that game on my mind right now. Maybe that's just the name kind of getting to me a little bit. But anyways, hey, Pagani with a cross. It's Mango trying to follow up but can't quite get there in time. Kiazi with the clear, fighting off in towards the corner. Ophi fighting for the clear and will be able to find it.
Yeah, time's ticking now for both of these teams. Again, still scoreless in what have been very high-scoring games all throughout this series. Kinbot goes very wide there off of what looked like it might have been a good look. Now Mango, almost gets a nice shot there. Kinbot sends it high and can't follow up. Oh no, but Pagani misses the ball on the rebound. And now with a minute left, Winthrop finds their first lead in a game since Game 2.
Yeah, 9 goals now here in this series for Monster King. A minute remains here in game number 6. Winthrop able to strike first in this game, but it's not over just yet. Ophi with a pass deep over towards Monster King. Won't be able to find the connection that they were looking for. Now off of the ceiling, Mango is there, but that double tap kind of nullifies any momentum that they had towards that ball. Again, Pagani with a shot, lower corner. Kinbot is there for the save. Kiazi with the clear, but no one there to follow up.
Yeah, Pagani's going to launch it into the wall once more, and 30 seconds left means this ball needs to find its way into the net. Kiazi gets a good look there, but Monster King able to make a play on it quick and not let it drift much closer. So now SU, with another good look, but the pass just a little behind Mango again. And you might think that one is the end of this. Kiazi able to get back in time, but SU quickly running out of time. They will get the ball upfield one more time, but met at midfield by a good early challenge means we're down to zeros, and SU needs to keep this up to force overtime.
Kiazi is able to keep it up off of the backboard. Mango is there, but Kinbot is able to find the spike. We go to game 7 here in this series between SU and Winthrop. Monster King, able to find the winning goal within that final minute of gameplay. But now we're in a best of 1 here, Chris. This is for all the marbles.
Yeah, and that was a huge win for Winthrop. Not only winning a game that they needed to, but doing so without letting up a single goal. I mean, that's something to take home, because that has not been the story of this series. That's not been the story of the last 3 games. Shenandoah raining goals throughout this series, and now stunted at 0 in a potential elimination game. So without any goals, we go to game 7, and SU now the ones forced to respond, as Winthrop has found a ticket to stay alive and at least force this thing to go to the distance.
Yeah, and when you look at goals specifically, SU has 1 more goal in this series than Winthrop. Mango and Monster King both have 9. Ophi has 3, Kinbot has 2, Kiazi has 3, and Pagani has 3. This is a very high-scoring game, but also a very close-scoring series as well. So as we enter game number 7, it'll be interesting to see what the offense looks like here for both of these teams, as already Monster King trying to get active on the offensive side. The fake comes through, Kinbot able to capitalize, and within the first 8 seconds, all of a sudden, Winthrop finds the lead.
Yeah, it's a good fake there by Monster King. He knew he wasn't going to get a good touch on the ball, and SU didn't even totally bite on it, but with low boost numbers once again, neither player able to make an effort on the ball, so Kiazi wins this kickoff, but can't get home just yet as we get fireworks in the sky. Mango going up and finding a demo mid-air. Ball drops, but Mango tries to take it himself and can't get there, and both SU teammates can't make a play on it either.
Monster King again in the air flip reset is there and gets past the defense. Mango can't get up as far as they wanted to. Monster King now with 10 goals in this series, and 2 very important ones to keep themselves alive.
Yeah, Mango gets caught on that one. It was a nice show of mechanics from Monster King to find a little reset and put it up to the top end of the net. So SU, the ones on the wrong side of multiple early goals, now need to find a way to stop the bleeding and flip it the other direction. Mango now on his own side of the field, forced to take it out of his end, gets the mid boost. So we have speed in favor of SU. Kiazi can't quite put that one on net, but Mango's going to get a look and will put it on target. So SU finds step 1 in this 2-goal comeback.
And mind you, it's only been 54 seconds here in game number 7. There's been a lot of goal scoring, right? But there's still so much Rocket League to be played here in this game. SU have plenty of time to find the tying goal and prevent, hopefully, goals coming through from Winthrop here on the offensive side. Kinbot up in the air again. Mango able to find that save with that aerial challenge coming through from the captain of SU. Monster King playing that midfield location here yet again. Kinbot able to break up that stalemate out of Kiazi and Monster King there. Pagani now hunting for the clear, but can't quite find the momentum behind it to get really anything of note.
Yeah, Mango now forced to take it out of his end with no boost. Kiazi gets met and demoed promptly, so Pagani, the last man standing, he makes a play on it again with 0 boosts. Scary boost numbers has been a trend this series for Shenandoah, but they're making it work without much boost. Now Mango is going to get a look for Kiazi, and Kiazi, can he put it on net? It goes just wide. Very, very tragic break for SU. Would have been the tying goal. Goes right off the upright, and now SU has to find another opportunity.
And you gotta think Kinbot there is able to find that demo onto Pagani as well in front of the goal. The follow-up unable to be there for SU, as now Pagani has some boost to work with, but can't get up in the air as much as they needed to. Off of the backboard follow-up from Kinbot, not enough boost to get there yet again as we approach the final 2.5 minutes of this game. Number 7 SU find themselves down 2-1 here. Kiazi up in the air, unable to connect with that ball. A demo as well onto Mango. No one back on defense, but Pagani luckily able to find that touch.
Yeah, huge touch there from Pagani. 2 teammates dead on SU. 1 man standing and he's up in the air. That's a very risky spot to be in, but makes the most of it. And now Pagani will get a look. Can't get much power on it though. So Kiazi now forced to try to make up for it. Can't do it. Mango gets back with full boost, and Kiazi still with little boost, able to be the one to clear the ball out and take it up to midfield.
Yeah, Kiazi now trying to find that cross over to Pagani. Has a one-on-one scenario. Ofi able to get there, but can't get onto that ball in time is Pagani. Clear goes far corner here. Pagani back in time on the defensive side of things. Monster King just trying to maintain possession, wait for things to set up for Winthrop here. Ofi in the corner challenging Mango. Won't be able to win out on that one. Drops down towards Pagani, but it's Kinbot there in the area to find that touch instead. Kiazi, no boost to work with, means they can't really do a whole lot of work with that clear.
Yeah, SU now really running out of time here. A full minute left is now not so much as Winthrop goes for a little Cuxer pinch. Can't find the angle on it, and Kiazi whiffs, so Pagani has to make a scary save there with a Winthrop player in his face, and now facing the wrong way. Does jump off, ball goes high, but one more shot will come in, and Monster King makes this a 2-score game with less than a minute to play.
Monster King able to fluff that cushion just a little bit there for Winthrop. Still 52 seconds left to play here. We've seen kickoff goals. We've seen the first minute of a game for SU result in 3 goals for themselves, but they have to find that now, and that is not the way to start the kickoff. Not going their way. Kinbot able to find a quick goal, and now it's 4-1 for Winthrop.
Yeah, very tough last 50 seconds from SU as a kickoff goal makes this a 3-score game with only 50 seconds left, and now it would take very fast lightning strikes from SU if they're going to stay alive in this game. Mango's going to look to set one off, and it goes off the crossbar. Kiazi, one more touch to try and find a goal, but not enough, and you have to think that might have been SU's last hope. They will get back on defense, but that one goes up and off the crossbar. Pagani clearly gave up on the play, but yeah, 20 seconds left, and now Winthrop seems to have this in full control.
And you got to think that's 2 goals now here in game number 7, where it just finds a piece of metal, a crossbar, a post. The best defenders here for Winthrop in game number 7. It could be a 1-score game, but instead SU fall again in game number 7. A very, very close series. Winthrop able to fight back from a 3-2 deficit and secure the series win 4-3.
Yeah, heartbreaking finish there for SU after winning 3 straight to put Winthrop on an elimination game. Can't quite find a win in those elimination games, and now just despair on this team. They know they had it. This is their best look in their last multiple series, but now dropping 3 in a row this week. It's been a rough week for Shenandoah Rocket League as they're still just trying to find their way back in the win column.
Yeah, and that's what, 3-10 now in the last 13 games, unfortunately, from this squad. So trying to get the momentum back in their favor. A slight hiccup here in this season, but I have no doubt that this team will be able to pull it all back together here towards the end of the season, but still another devastating loss. Performances very well from this team as well. The defense was looking very good after game number 2, just wasn't quite able to keep that momentum going in game number 7, and props to the side of Winthrop as well, right? Monster King, 11 goals in that series, and Ophi and Kinbot on the defensive end of things coming up huge with multiple key moment saves here for Winthrop.
Yeah, I have to say, very poised play from Winthrop to not panic after those 3 losses in a row. That series looked very much in Shenandoah's favor after those first 2 games. And I said it, the scores were looking a little bit closer than it felt, 4-3 in game 3, 4-3 in game 5. But you there was an air around the game that it was always in SU's control. Those last 2 games, not so much. Winthrop absolutely able to make up for previous woes, stay in the series, keep level heads, and make the most of it, and they find their way all the way back in this best of 7.
Yeah, I mean, props to both teams, right? Using their timeouts, getting that kind of reset, talking things through. After SU's timeout, they found 3 games in a row to set them up on towards that match point, that series point, but just couldn't quite close it out. Winthrop taking their timeout, able to switch things up on the defensive side, really able to lock things down for that squad. And at the end of the day, SU now fall to, I believe, 1-3 here in this group. Definitely an uphill battle to try to make it out. But, I mean, hey, we've seen crazier things here in esports, and SU certainly have the players to do it.
Yeah, it's still plenty of Rocket League ahead of them. We are only halfway through October. Sure. So bit more time to figure it out, but running out of time, that's for sure. Trying to sort of cement themselves. This felt like a big game between being 1-3 and 2-2, and they find themselves on the wrong side of it. So, sort of running out of time, but we'll see what their upcoming schedule looks like, and I'm sure they will just try to keep a level head and try to turn this ship around and win their next game.
Yeah, we'll take a quick look at the player of the game here for the SU side of things. Mango, the one to take the cake there. 10 goals, 4 assists, 12 saves, and 22 shots on target from that player. Playing very, very well was Mango here tonight, but just wasn't quite enough to get over that final hurdle, that last game there in Game 7. But still, I mean, 10 goals, whoo, that is pretty darn good, if I do say so myself, right?
Yeah, I mean, not much to say. Mango looked great for a lot of this series and was definitely a driving force in keeping SU alive through 7 games, but just not enough to get them through 4 wins in those 7 games. We are being told that all of those stats minus assists are the highest on the team. So absolutely a driving force for this team, no pun intended, but again, just short of a winning series today.
Yeah, very, very close. Congratulations to Winthrop on the win here, the very well-fought and close win here. SU, of course, hold your heads up high. You played very well here tonight. But, hey, that'll do it for us here tonight. Now, you might be used to the weekly schedule, but we do not have Smash Bros, unfortunately, here tomorrow. So that'll do it for this week of esports here at Shenandoah University. Thank you so much for joining us here. Drop a like, follow, comment, whatever you may want to do on the platform that you are watching from. I've been Ben Kincaid, joined by Chris Clayton, and we will see you next week.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.